this baby back bullshit. Anyways, we did our first trip with the Pete. I was actually planning on walking out there, but yeah, snow getting a little deep back here and it's still snowing. So did our first trip in the Pete. When I first started, I asked, you know, like, hey, what's the possibilities of me actually leaving out of the state of Texas? And I was told, oh man, it's like slim to none. You know, Texas is so big, we got so much work. You'll probably, you know, it's rare that you'll leave Texas. Mind you, when I signed up, I knew I would run in a 500-mile radius of Houston. My first run they give to me, I'm going to Alabama. So what I did was I picked up a empty trailer in Houston, took it to Katy, dropped the empty in Katy, picked up a loaded out of Katy, shot over to Alabama. Dropped that load in Alabama, and then my next load wasn't supposed to be ready till 12 noon the next morning. And when I got there, they was like, hey, your load is actually ready if you want it now. I was like, nah, I'm gonna go do a 10-hour break. I'll come back in the morning and come and get it. So I actually arrived at all my pickups early. So, you know, even though I have appointment times, if I have the time to get it there, I'm shooting it straight to them. So, like I said, I was supposed to have that load ready by noon, but I got there at 10 o'clock that night when I was supposed to get there by midnight. So I was able to shut down earlier, start back up the next day earlier. So that's pretty much what I did. And then, like I said, I was bobtail when I shut down, so I didn't have an issue finding a parking spot. And then I got the load back. Once I got started, mind you, you're being tracked the whole time. So once I got started and I got the load and I was leaving the facility, it was saying that I was projected to arrive 6.5 hours early. So and it kept saying like, oh, park somewhere at a truck stop, you know, and wait out. I wasn't doing that crap. So like I said, I knew the weather was finna get bad. I was trying to beat this. I actually got home I actually made it in. I guess I was coming home from Houston when all this crap right here started. But I was actually supposed to make it home like at 3 a.m. and I made it home at 11 last night. So yeah, man, I just kept coming back. Like I wasn't finna stop or pull over. I did stop a couple times to waste like a little time, but I didn't waste that much time. And as I got closer and closer, things in Houston were closing. So when I got back from Alabama, I was supposed to drop the Alabama load in Houston, and then I was supposed to take another load to the airport. The airport closed, so they took that load off me, canceled. So I thought I was gonna be done. So I was making it back at 6 when the load's supposed to have been back to Houston around midnight, or like 11:30. So I'm like, okay, cool, I get to go home early. Nope, they ended up throwing 2 more loads on me. So once I dropped in Houston, then I had to run over to Richmond, dropped in Richmond, then I had to bobtail to Sugar Land, pick up at Sugar Land, go back to Houston, and then I was done. So as far as the Pete, man, the Pete did damn good. My load going out to Alabama was 5,000 pounds. My load coming back to Houston was 31,500 pounds. And yeah, Louisiana, hey man, I've never liked y'all. I'm sorry, never liked y'all, and I'm gonna show you why. So when I went to Louisiana, I had that fairing on the truck. That was on the truck when I went to Louisiana. When I left Texas, there was a fairing there. And when I stopped in Baytown. After Baytown, I didn't stop again. I got out my truck, the fairing was gone. Still got my fairing on the other side. I wanted the truck to crank up, so I know it's snowing and stuff. But yeah, man, first run, the truck did damn good, man. I was very impressed. You know, kept the truck clean besides my gloves and stuff. But yeah, I was very, very impressed. We'll let this run for a little while. The inside of the truck still clean. Said it was a nice run, man. It was a nice little run. That's pretty much all I got for y'all, man. That's the update right there for you. I did lose the fairing. Oh, fuel mileage. My fuel mileage was horrible. Going like a van. go. But I made it home before this crap started, so that's all that matters. I wasn't sure what I was supposed to expect as far as fuel mileage. I was hoping to get like maybe 7. And I did idle the truck the first night. I did idle it. Oh, it was cold. I did idle the truck the first night, so or that night. And yeah, I think I was averaging. I think the truck said I averaging around 6 miles per gallon. It was windy as hell, man. It was bad. It was scary. And like I said, man, I'm not driving in snow. The only way I'm driving in snow is if it come to Texas and touched me and it came and got here. But yeah, so we can keep this momentum up. I'll be looking for a driver if anybody want to come drive to Pete. You're out of Houston. As of right now, the way it's set up, so you get dispatched on Friday. I started Sunday, back home Monday. Off for 2 days, start back dispatch Friday, be back home Saturday. Simple as that. Run out in within a 500-mile radius, and from what I can tell, they utilize all your hours. So by the time I shut down, like when I went off my clock, I think I had 19 minutes left on my clock, on my drive time. So they're gonna take all your time. So I have to drive all the way home, hour and a half home. My clock, you know, turned off or whatever. But I'm not working, so whatever. When I start back up Friday, I'll be starting at night. Friday, so I gotta come in. I gotta be there by 11 o'clock, so I'm gonna show up an hour and a half early and hope and pray that my loads and stuff are actually ready to go. So that's the only issue I had when I got to, where was it at? When I got to Katy to take the load to Alabama, the load wasn't ready yet. Mind you, I was early. I was early on every load, but that worked in my favor because I was able to get done. You know, if the load ain't ready, you sit there and wait. They have an in and out time for you. They want you in at this time. They want you gone by a certain time. If you're not gone by that certain time, they're gonna start sending you notifications and stuff, man. Hey, you need to get up out of here. If your load is ready. If your load ain't ready, yeah, you know, you have to figure that out. Luckily, I haven't had that issue to where I've gone somewhere and my load wasn't ready. But yeah. And then one thing I noticed is like when it shows you're being tracked the whole time. It shows your arrival time. It'll tell you how early you're gonna be. So I know when I was getting ready on my way back to Houston, it said I was gonna be 300 minutes early. And I just thought it was funny. I was just laughing. And then it said something like, oh, you know, excuse me. It said something like, go park at a truck stop or something like that. Yeah, who wants to do all that? But anyways, yeah, that was the first run with the Pete, man. The Pete did real good. It's a very comfortable truck. I do miss Big Daddy, but oh, that's a very comfortable truck. So like I said, if anybody in Houston, you got a year of experience, you can drive a 10-speed manual with no issues, come holler at me. We'll talk. But I mean, so this truck should be ready to go for a driver, I'll say in the next 2 to 3 weeks. I'm finna start working on the Century Class, change the batteries, get the truck ran through, and then we'll go ahead and put the Century Class on. So yeah, that's pretty much where we at, guys. No issues, man. It was smooth sailing, straight I-10 there and back. Yeah. So any questions or concerns, drop it in the comment section below. If you want to get in contact with me, send me an email at truckingwiththebigdaddy@gmail.com. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, catch y'all later.